You can't beat yourself up.
I can't. But if you can critically think, escape the motherhood. Freedom is good for you. Yeah. But anyway, we're live. Karibuni sana Trevor live with me on YouTube, on BitChute, Karibuni sana on the network.
We live already?
Yeah, I just hit the like button. The like
Oh
button.
damn. Okay, let's just waiting a couple. I was just waiting a little bit. Shit.
Nah, no wasting time. Already wasted much more
Mm,
time with myself
mm.
crying. But anyway, karibuni sana. Good afternoon, family. 17 minutes past the top of the hour, and welcome to another episode of the Africa Today show. As we get to discuss what is happening, we shall be continuing our conversation from yesterday, talking about what is happening in John Clark. So many people have lost their jobs. This is not a joke. So many people have lost their jobs about criticizing John Clark. We want to talk about also the Biden, Trump
Criticize,
administration.
criticizing who?
Charlie Clark, sorry, John
Me, Charlie.
Clark.
Yeah, Charlie
John
Clerk.
Clark.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I lost my account because of Charlie Kirk. It's crazy.
Yeah, Charlie Clark. I mean, Charlie Clark, of course. We
Uh,
shall be talking about what is happening still with the criticisms. And then we have the Deputy of Justice, which has removed study showing that the white supremacies and far right violence continues to outplace all the other types of
Violence,
terrorism and
of
domestic
course.
violent
They,
extremism in the
they know that.
US. Yeah, in the US, and much more pending conversation as we focus on Gandhi and Mother Teresa as our
Mother
major
Teresa, no,
conversation.
Mother Teresa, no good ass, and Mahatma Gandhi, no good ass too.
I'm a
Both,
Mother Teresa. I'm a Mother Teresa. That's all I know growing in Africa. I'm a good person. You
of
can tell
course,
me.
ever given that religious gobbledygook because they were trying to make like they try to make their heroes who are despicable people into heroes in people's minds and don't know that these are despicable. These are some despicable bastards.
hmm So yeah, we shall be getting into that as we get to discuss. We have Lin Ngugi, but I'm not gonna be focusing much more on Lin Ngugi. I have my backed up also other videos
Yeah, I think
and
then Googie finally did one on Gandhi too. She finally did
yeah,
one on Gandhi.
yeah. She has one on Gandhi. She has another one on
Yeah.
Mother Teresa. I was listening to
What
that
she did? I didn't
yesterday.
know that. She got one on Mother Teresa too.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yeah. So
Watch
she's
out
gone
for
into
Lynn Googie. Wow, Lynn Googie. When you know when a kid do you know that Mother Teresa was no damn good?
but of course, she's not gonna go deep into
Of
it.
course not. Of course
Um
not.
because she's I'd say one of the coons on YouTube. Excuse me. One of the coons on YouTube because she's
I,
gaining numbers of
yeah,
followers.
exactly. I wouldn't call her a coon. I would call somebody who's more worried about losing a YouTube channel and the money she's making. So I wouldn't call her. I would call Lynn Googie a coon because she doesn't go deep because she of course she doesn't go deep because she knows better. But I think she's trying to do the best she can.
The reason why I'm gonna say she's a coon is because kids we know very damn well, being a true media, who we are as Black Hot Fire, we're shadow banned because of what we speak about.
Of
And
course.
if she so speaks so much truth to the people, she should not be having. And I'm not gonna say she doesn't deserve that. Of course,
Hmm.
after her hard work, 1 million followers. I mean, I've been here
Exactly.
for 5 years. We've had
Yep. We lost.
50,000 subscribers, me watching, and them being taken down,
Yeah.
literally for just speaking truth. That is within a short month or short months of speaking truth about the pandemic. And it got to a
Yep.
point where I had to understand through you, we can't speak about this and this anymore because our
Yep.
videos are taken down because we're talking truth about this and this and this. So
Of course.
when I speak about her being a truthful speaker is because she is, but she has to be a sugar coater because, like we said
Of
earlier
course.
today, most of the black people, and even from yesterday, like Candice Owens and the rest, those who are gaining money right now for being favoritisms of Charlie Kirk um expression, let me say
Mm.
that, those who are like, those who are trying to like back his expressions of words, like Candice Owens. Let me share what Candice Owens had to say. Candice Owens said, whoever is trying to think they can actually come against Charlie Kirk, they are very wrong. Okay, those who think they can actually remove Charlie Kirk for whom he is, they are very wrong. So that already shows you that we
She's
have
always been, but you
cool.
but you're but you already know Candace Owens is a butt licker, a bootlicking coon,
I know,
Joby.
I do know, I do know that, but it's a wide explanation of also like what we have from other African countries, including like Africa. That's why I'm sharing that, because
Mhm.
we have other bloggers who are talking about it. Because, like I said, personally, I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until the recent
Nobody really
video.
know he was unless I knew it was because I knew the right wing, and I was mind
Mhm.
the right wing. No one knows who he is, Joby, unless you're in the right wing racist
Yeah,
spaces, right? So
yeah,
you been you don't like to be traumatized, so you wouldn't be in a lot of the right wing spaces where they talking crazy about black people. I'm in there because I was listening to your enemies. Um,
yeah.
I believe in keeping an eye on your enemies. So that's what Charlie Kirk is. So and the bootlicks that follow. So
Mm-hmm.
like I said, just like his shooters aside, shout out to all the white people finally come out saying what I said about the high
Exactly.
powered rifles, and because I sent you some more
The
videos, some
video.
of the high
Yeah,
powered weapons. Instead
yeah.
of I'm saying, ain't no 22-year-old did that. I knew that. I said, if you believe, and then also wrote a text to his gay transvestite lover. You are a moron. If you believe
Mm-hmm.
this is real and it's not a setup, a psyop, you're stupid. And most people say you're just gonna follow this fake. This whole narrative is fake. This whole narrative. Oh, he's just gonna start texting after he done murdered somebody. Oh, I did it, sweetheart, and blah blah blah. Are you out of your mind? I said when we did it yet last week. I said this smells like a psyop. I don't got all the damn information yet. Right? I don't have all the information yet, but it sure smells like a psyop. And as I start going through the evidence, because I spent all weekend going back and forth on that video. I'm looking at, I know high powered weapons. I said, how's he get a high powered weapon hit him? And there's nothing
Exactly.
blowing off his body. There's no blood splatter everywhere. And then somebody
Mm-hmm.
says that, I don't know if he's, but like I said, I don't know if he's living or dead. I know this is a psyop. I know this is not what I'm looking at. They told me this guy had a weapon. He broke it down and put it back together again because the weapon was not the kind that you break down and put back together. You need tools for that kind of weapon. Like the kind of weapon you screw together. You see on the movie, they come in with they knife, they put it together and screw it together and all that. Nah, kind of weapon he had, you had to have tools to break that weapon down. So he's supposed to broke it down and put it back together. It's all fake. It's
Mm-hmm.
all a psyop.
So let me cue these videos very quickly. To understand what's happening. Let me cue these videos very quickly. The ones you sent to me earlier and
Yeah,
yesterday, because I had to watch them. I thought I couldn't tap into the link, but eventually, after I responded to you, I was able to tap into the link.
yeah.
Um, so let me just cue them as you understand what is happening. Because for me, as much as I don't know, as much as they're saying the videos is a psyop, I also saw a close-up video personally of the shooting. So I don't know.
You
The fact
you
I
can't
understand
tell,
what is
you
happening
can't
on this
you
on
can't
the
tell
second.
what you're looking at. It looks all because Joe, okay, a weapon, high powered weapon, Joby, has recoil. It has a certain velocity when it hits somebody, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So when somebody's getting hit with a high powered weapon, you're just like going, oh, oh. You can almost get blown out the chair, Joe. You're not just getting hit and go, oh, I'm falling back all fake. And it's hitting you at such a rate, Joby. Okay, imagine, okay, do this, Joby, okay? Take an orange or some kind of fruit and throw it, smash against the ground, right? It,
Mhm.
the material splatters, don't it?
Yes, it does.
But,
It should
well,
crack and splash.
yeah. So if I'm hitting you with a weapon going at high rates of speed, Joey, that blood's supposed to hit you and splatter all in the back behind you and shit. Not just
Mm-hmm.
some shit like dripping out the side of your neck like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to blow your ass out the chair. Not just have you lean over, get hit like, oh, supposed to blow your ass out the chair, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So, so and then not only that, that a 22-year-old can make that shot, Joby, because you got to talk about the wind. See, if you don't you don't know anything about shooting, Joe. So you talk about the wind, how fast the wind blowing, because that all affects your shot. The wind, the velocity, the crowd level, because crowd means how calm are you shooting somebody, shooting a shot that precise, going over people's heads, Joby, making noise, and everybody around. Because if you miss, you're gonna kill somebody else. So you gotta be trained and calm, Joby. So
Mm-hmm.
ain't no 20-year-old kid, 22-year-old kid who's supposed to be with his homosexual lover making that shot. It's just improbable, Joe. So I know I'm looking at a psyop. Now I don't know whether he's dead or alive. I just don't know. But I know this 22-year-old kid ain't the one that shot that shot. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that. Go
So
ahead.
let me share the videos you shared with me earlier from TikTok.
Mm.
See what's happening with this SIAP. But I'm also gonna share close range videos
Of
of
course.
also of the shooting as well, because TikTok, before signing a quick agreement with the US, these videos are visible, you know, before the censorship.
Let's
This
talk about this guy, and you won't believe what's been discovered. Keep watching, please. So this is Tyler Robinson, as you know, and he's the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Now let's jump over to this guy. He looks totally normal. He's Kush Patel of the FBI, and he stated numerous times that it took 33 hours to catch the perp,
Pause
right?
it, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it. Pause
Now
it,
let's
Joey.
jump over to the
Pause it. If
BBC
you don't know, pause
channel
it.
in
If you
the
guys don't
UK.
know, this is how you know what's going on too. You gotta know they symbols, Joey. 33 hours is the 33 symbol of the Illuminati they use. So when they say
Israel.
33, yeah, 33 is the number they always put there. It's 33. 33 bullets. 33 this, 33. That's your first tell, Joby. That they're saying it to your face. They're letting you know in your face. That's the
Israel.
psyop.
I think that's just the easy dot to connect. It's Israel. You don't need to be told anything. Those
Well, you
the
need to
car
be told that, understand what the numbers are. Let me keep hearing things. His members like they kept saying about the COVID, 33 deaths and 33 shots and 33. 33 is one of their main numbers, Joe. So all of a sudden again they use 33. They let you know because you don't know because you're stupid. Most people are stupid. And then yeah, this is psyop, and we did it. Go
okay.
ahead.
This photo in the arrest article, but some clever soul has pulled the metadata, and it does not match by a long way. Please go and follow this channel. This guy has pulled the data and deserves applause. So because of time zones, it was around 7:30 p.m. in the UK at the time of the shooting. But you can see here that the image of Tyler was embedded into the article at 11:40 p.m. That's only 4 hours after the shooting. They
A
didn't
lot of
release
people
it till the
notice
next
it.
afternoon, but they had the photo and uploaded it.
Yeah.
How? You tell me. Even more bizarre is this photo of the alleged perp. Odd photo to take for a start. But look at the computer screen. Let's see where this place is.
It says it's in New Zealand, Bad Holla. Why is Cash Patel no good comment ass saying it far as the CIA director? Because he's a puppet. CIA was created by the hats, controlled by the hats. Like this, I mean, the FBI is like the CIA, controlled by the cats with the hats. And so, like you said, look at the computer. It's gonna say same thing on that computer that CIA director Cash Patel says. Go ahead, Joe.
Discovered. Keep watching, please. So this is Tyler Robinson, as you know, and he's the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Talk about this guy, and you won't believe what's been discovered. Keep watching, please. So this is Tyler Robinson, as you know, and he's the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Now let's jump over to this guy. He looks totally normal. He's Kush Patel of the FBI, and he stated numerous times that it took 33 hours to catch the perp, right? 33 hours.
So everybody was saying, see that? Everybody saying 33 hours, 33 hours. Everybody knows what the 33 number means, Joe.
They use this photo in the arrest article, but some clever soul has pulled the meta.
So, of course, the suspect has been, like I said earlier, like I commented earlier, the suspect was already plotted for this whole scene. It's a scene that is planted. They knew what was going to happen. Like,
Because they
because,
knew, because of course they knew they're the ones who did it. They're the one
yeah,
orchestrated.
I love using where they smoke, there's fire. That's my narrative, or to go to,
Mm-hmm.
what do I say? Algorithm? I don't know if it makes sense. Algorithm, narrative, whatever. But anyway, yeah, where they smoke, there's fire. Because this happening, of course, and the fact that we hear in rumors of from Candice Owens and to the rest of the people who are trying to be bootlickers of getting this paycheck, let's say that. They're saying
Exactly.
that Charlie Kirk was suspended. Let's use that term. Was suspended by Israel. Why? That's
Mm-hmm.
the question. That's the pending question. Because no one is talking about why. Why is this happening? If it's Israel behind this, why did this happen? And then we go
Because
back to the
remember,
Epstein
because he started
files.
talking against, because he started talking against Israel. He started saying, "Why are we paying Israel? Why is Israel controlling everything in this country? What's going on with the Epstein files?" Because he started
Mhm.
asking questions about them.
Exactly. Yeah, we go to the Epstein files to go to exactly him talking about who are the people, the elites behind this system, the money control system, the banking system,
Mm-hmm.
the political system, the election system, everything that you think you knew better about. He started openly talking about it. And then I think the confusion comes in where, again, like I was saying yesterday, these people are fed by their ego is fed by racism.
Exactly.
Racism feeds them to think like they're important people, you know. And for so long, this system has been applying and playing along with them to the point now they start realizing the true facts of history, which still has not hit them. That's why they think they're still superior. But the facts remain, they're not superior. Black people have been superior, and no matter how many generations they try to erase, their superiority complex still will not fit because they remain inferior. So they have to feed their ego by how many black people they can kill. Don't get me wrong, but still, this is the reality of how I had to conclude why supremacists. Because why do white people behave how they behave? It's crazy. It's something you have to just think about and conclude. What are they doing? It's feeding their ego through the white supremacist. I mean, I am superior more than you, the black person, who I know realistically, scientifically, you are the superior person. But because you don't know that, and through my superiority complex of history, which has been playing along, which you don't have any goddamn idea about as well, I'm going to keep on feeding the superiority complex to make you feel inferior, and which we bow down to. We go back to what I was discussing yesterday. We have an Indian Afrikaner daring to tell you, South Africans, huh, you don't belong in this country, and you need to allow white Afrikaners to become your
The rule.
president
The
because
rule is.
white people should be the complex of this country, of the continent, and Africans, you need to bow down because that is what has been long passed through history, through Bible, through your parents, through your presidents, through everything. So this, whatever he's trying to explain, whatever this lady she's trying to explain, literally trying to navigate how the white superiority has been playing along with us. We're too late about that. Just being honest, we're super late about that. We're just catching up. And actually, it's just the South Africans who are catching up, or maybe the rest of the xenophobic Africans who are catching up. But we've been long catching up with what is happening. We've long understood what has been happening. We've long understood what's happening, but sadly, it's also the minority, majority. I don't know how to put it because I can't even tell the number. Majority, minority of us who are understanding what is happening. We're so confused, super confused.
Metadata, and it does not match by a long way. Please go and follow this channel. This guy has pulled the data and deserves applause. So because of time zones, it was around 7:30 p.m. in the UK at the time of the shooting. But you can see here that the image of Tyler was embedded into the article at 11:40 p.m. That's only 4 hours after the shooting. They didn't release it till the next afternoon, but they had the photo and uploaded it. How? You tell me. Even more bizarre is this photo of the alleged perp. Odd photo to take for a start. But look at the computer screen. Let's see where this place is.
And I'll see you
Same thing
about
Cash Patel said.
And I'll see you about
That did seem an odd thing for a Hindu to say to a Christian. Did he mean this place?
That's on the perfect computer screen. I see you in Valhalla. Ain't that funny? That's on the shooter's computer screen, Valhalla. Ain't that funny? What a coincidence, huh? Not. Told you, you're dealing with psyop after psyop. I told you all these new fake black meters, your fake Tariqs, your fake Jason Blacks, they just always go with the same fake narrative. Because these morons are agents. They never, nothing you see no more is real. Like I said, I don't even know if the motherfucker's even dead or alive. But I know what I'm seeing is a lie. I know that.
Exactly. That's now where I'm going back to, because the fact that we're seeing this was all a psyop, this is all planned, whether they knew Charlie Clark was gonna die or not, despite him talking the truth, or not, him exposing who they are, the people behind this power. And then I go back to the video I shared some time back last week. You mean we're dealing with the minority, we're dealing with the minority, but they still manage to completely control the majority.
Of course, most of the majority is kept stupid and ignorant. Yeah, of course. And they don't understand. Sad because most people went with this narrative again. Oh, it's a 22-year-old kid that shot the shot. You're like, are you crazy? Me being a military veteran, I knew I was looking at a psyop. I know how guns work, Joe. So you couldn't hit me with that. I'm prior military. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, no way. Not from a high-powered weapon. Okay, Joe, remember we did Full Metal Jacket? When we looked at Full Metal Jacket last week with the Vietnam music. I mean, the Vietnam movie with the Marine Corps. Remember when that sniper shot that guy? He was talking on the phone and shot him, and all his blood splattered. Boom!
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I'm hit." That's how body splat. His whole body was hit. Like, oh, that's how you really look when you get hit by a sniper, Joby. Not like when Charlie Kirk just laid down slump. When you get hit by a high-powered weapon, Joby, that's how it looks. Blood splatters everywhere. You seen the blood splatter and go, oh, oh, like that. That's what Charlie Kirk did, is laid over. Oh, okay. You're like, what? What? Nah. No, this is fake. But go ahead, Joe.
So let me share this video, then I'm going to share an up-close video of when the shot was done, so we can understand what is really happening and what you're trying to explain.
Y'all this white man saying the same thing and talking about the fake shooting. Most people know like the shooting in Pennsylvania last year, like I said, was fake. But I told you then that Trump assassination is fake. It's a fake, just like the 9/11 shit. It's fake. They've been running psyops on people for so long. All these fake ass false flags. It's all fake. Yeah, if you fucked up in the mind on how you all scared and concerned, it's all a lie. It's all fake. Go ahead.
Just a minute.
37 years working for the Department of Defense. Mogved here. For those of you who don't know me, I spent 37 years Mogved here. For those of you who don't know me, I spent 37 years working for the Department of Defense in various capacities, from being a soldier to being a senior analyst. And through that process, I have learned a great deal about how the United States government works, specifically when you're dealing with special operations to include psychological operations. While assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia, I was responsible to put together a psychological operations training course, some of it which we already had from old plans, and some of it had to be dusted off to do some new stuff. So as an operational analyst, I look for two things. I look for facts and assumptions. So when I evaluated what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, and then I evaluated what happened in Utah, I immediately saw there were some stark similarities between the two operations. And I would almost guarantee you 100%, whoever was the author for the Butler, Pennsylvania operation was the same one that was responsible for the Utah one. At the conclusion of any kind of mission, there's going to be what's called an after action review, an AAR. And during that process, you're going to review everything from A to Z. You're going to look for what worked. You're going to look for what didn't work. And what didn't work, the next time you're going to update your plan to say, this is what we should do. So I can say, if I was providing analysis to a senior person within the Department of Defense, and I looked at those two events side by side, I think I would come to the same conclusion, that we are looking at some sort of psyop that was designed to create some sort of factional cohesiveness. These two events are not standalone. This is part of a compartmented psychological operation. And for sure, there's going to be another one. Is Charlie Kirk alive? I don't know. Is Charlie Kirk dead? I don't know. And neither does fucking anybody else, because I'll tell you right now, the facts ain't adding up. And there are way, way too many assumptions to overlook.
Exactly. I feel like we've just been living in so much illusion. I don't know what to buy anymore, being honest. And even looking from what he's explaining, it takes me deeper on, because trust me, what he's explaining, man, it took me time to believe my mom was dead. I'm not gonna cap. Like, it took me time to believe. It still takes me time. When I speak even emotionally point of it, it took me time to believe like my mom was gone. I'm like, hell no. These doctors must have done something, something must have been. I blame the doctors, I blame my relatives, I blame so many people, to the point of understanding what I know today and death being an illusion. Still, it goes back to the point of, is this all real? Like,
Of
it's a
course,
lot of
that's called being in
questions you
shock.
ask.
You as a child, that's called being in shock.
It's a lot of questions you ask, and it leaves a lot of empty confusion at some point. But right now,
Put
if
us
I
up,
understand,
put us up, Joby. Put us up, Joby.
okay,
Say, go to keep the TikTok thing, but go to Google and say CI director says, I can't remember his name. CI director says we'll know when we win when we have people believing that the lie is real and that our lies are real and that the truth is a lie. We know that we won. So that's where we're at with Joby. Not me. Joby said, I don't know what to believe. Damn that shit. I'm trying to find the truth. We said we'll know when we win, when we won, when we have people saying, when we have people believing the lie is real and that the real is a lie. So what's happening right now? PSYOP at the PSYOP. But I know now I know bitch when I'm looking at a side. And I might not know the whole truth. But I know I'm looking at a goddamn psyop. Nah, I might not got the real all the information. But I know what they telling me ain't real. I be knowing that. Like I said, I don't know if Charlie Kirk is dead or not, but I know that this shooting is fake.
Okay, so one of the articles I can pull, which I have multiple. Okay, just a minute. CIA documents on the Cuban Missiles Crisis. Voice of the Poor. Nomination of Fort Anthony Leak to be directed.
It might not do it if I don't got it now. I think it might have been Director Brennan. Brenan.
The
Huh?
Project MK Ultra, the CIA program.
Yeah, she give you programs. Yeah, I just want this quote. That's okay. You might can't find. You gotta do. See, Google hide shit. Now you gotta be direct with that shit. You gotta get direct. I would say Director Brennan. Director Brennan says we'll know when we won when we got people believing our truth or lies, and our lies are truth.
Yeah, because I remember this time he made me pull that because right now it's no longer there.
Don't worry about it.
There.
That's whatever they say. They know they win when they got Joby said. I don't even know what the truth is no more. That's when they say they know they won.
Yeah, so this is just super crazy. I don't know how should the rest of the white people react to this? That's a question I always actually that's a question pending. I think a question that is not asked. The fact that we know the rest of the race is created and has been also living under the same illusion, should they be angry?
So why? Most of them don't know that. The most of them don't know they lied to Joby. Most of them know what you know. They don't know that's a psyop.
No,
Most of them, most
leave alone our
most of them,
people.
most of them believe the narrative, Joby. They believe the narrative they told. They propagandized too. They believe the narrative. They believe the narrative too.
It's super crazy. White people are just super crazy. White people feed their ego with lies. That is the conclusion of my topics of today. Literally, I'd say white people feed their ego with lies. Like according to everything I've shared today from my topics. Bashar Tuji Bajaba in the building, Karibu Salam, says, Kid, did you see the man behind him doing hand
The signals,
signals?
yeah, doing the signals exactly. They were actually doing the signals about. We've been in the military. Those are signals. Giving a sniper, let him know when he's ready to get shot or whatever. Exactly. So if he was shot, he was shot by a real sniper, not no 22-year-old kid. But I still question the sniper thing because I just don't see I still just don't see the velocity of a sniper round. And look at this. And coincidentally, they got writings on the bullets. Come on, this is all fake. Nobody writes on the bullets. Then he goes back and texts his gay lover. Yeah, I shot Charlie Kirk. Did you do it? Yeah. But why would you? What? Come on. It's just all too obvious and stupid. You know something is wrong. Something is missing.
The Danny Harrison Caribbean says the gun he had on 30R6, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know.
Yeah, 30-06. Yeah, that's a shotgun. That's a hunting weapon, Joby. It's not even a sniper. It's not even a sniper weapon. It's a hunting weapon you hunt with. So that's what I said. They said he took it apart and put it back together. You can't put it back together again. Take it apart unless you got tools, Joby. It's not, like in a movie when they have like a sniper come in and you can put the gun together without no tools. You just twist it in place and lock it. He had that kind of gun. He had the kind of gun you needed tools to put it apart and put it back together. So how they put the gun together, then take it apart, then they found together again in the woods wrapped in a blanket. What? Come on, that's all
It doesn't
stupid.
make sense because I think one of the best movies I watched that had that type of a gun and I got impressed in guns was a suitcase type of a gun. Like
Exactly. Put the suitcase come in. They come in and start putting it together. They don't need any tools,
really,
Joby. They just start twisting and putting it together. That's a sniper gun. That's right. You don't need any goddamn tools. The gun they talking about he had was a gun you needed tools with, and you couldn't just break it apart. That's why I'm glad everybody is seeing this. That's a special thing. Everybody is now waking up. Like I said, everybody's now being red pilled, like in the Matrix. People said, no, this doesn't make any sense. Shout out. I told you. People starting to know, starting to finally see shit. I always see. I'll never go with no fake narrative. I said, nah, nope, 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 nope. I don't believe none of that shit. Let me go back and look at it myself. That narrative, besides the narrative, don't even make no damn sense.
hmm exactly. Danny says the gun he had was a three or that the gun he had was a 30R6. You had just you just can't break that weapon down that fast. And so how was he able to put the weapon together, shoot him, and then break it down again without anyone seeing? Amazing, brilliant type of a move, I guess. But also
Exactly. It can't be done. So exactly. It's not like the suitcase gun you're talking about. You can't just break that gun down. You got to have tools to break it down. It's not like your
mhm,
suitcase gun where you can just take it apart.
exactly.
That gun you can't take apart like that. So we know what they're saying is a lie.
Mm-hmm. Jabba Jabba says the X, Y, and Z generation is not blindly following Israel like boomers. I agree, and I also see Jabba Jabba also says, was he calligraphy expert to write a shell casing? And also see Jabba Jabba says, yep, it was not a
Exactly.
great one
Right
type
on the
of
shell
book.
case and get out of here. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is crazy. So this is super super insane. I think this is just white supremacy at the top notch. I don't know how to explain this literally. This is white supremacy literally self poetry itself. I don't know. Poetry, that's the best word I can use. White supremacy self poetry itself to the point where it's self explanatory of we are the best criminals. We have the what we're trying to discuss yesterday. We have the highest numbers of criminals. We have the highest numbers of murderers. But because this is a white supremacist country and the system has been long serving us, there's nothing you can do about it. Because with everything I've just read, where did black people ever get justice? Nowhere. None of you have talked about justice on the comment section. None of you have spoken about my family, my grandfather, my auntie got justice in this type of um abuse or abuse of rights, because that is what it is when it comes to black people. So it's clearly a long history of
Is that
oppression.
this ain't just America. This is worldwide. This is the
It's
world.
worldwide, but Kate, I think so far, like I said, personally as Joby, yeah,
Oh,
we
is it
only
worse than America? Of course. America's the headquarters. Of course.
I know so much. There's no, I'm sorry, but there's no black brother right now can come bragging to me about their dollars. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What are your dollars worth in Africa? Can you do something about it in Africa? Do you have a land? Do you have a business going on? These are the type of things I'm looking at right now. Not just because you come from a
Jay,
black history or
really,
a black
Jay,
American
Jay,
history.
Jay, Jay really wouldn't be able to get you to do something strange for a little bit of change, Joby.
No, 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 no. Jason Omar. I'm waiting for Dr. I'm waiting for Dr. Jason Omar. Oh my God, to see what he has to say. Oh my God, I'm so waiting to see what he has to say to Kenyans. I just hope, I'm hoping Iwaton doesn't pull this Negro in the studio, because if she has the ability to, this is crazy. But I believe she has. That's the crazy part. Iwatan does that. She believes in herself that much, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
She
know.
had another she had another guest in the studio today.
Yeah, Iwatan is that type of art. Hey, I don't know, but I'm not that. I can't. I don't know how to talk to strange people. I'm hi hi. I never met
Strange
you that
people.
quick. You know,
You're a
I met you
journalist.
like
You're supposed to stop this. You're supposed to talk to strange people. That's why you're a journalist.
I know, kid, but that's just also characteristically, apart from me being a journalist, that's just me. I don't know how to vibe with. I think I'm big on energy. I'm quick to notice energy. I'm not a bootlicker. I don't know if it makes sense then. I'm not a bootlicker.
Bootlicking ain't got nothing to do with meeting nobody for an interview.
It does. It does. Trust me, it does. It does. That's why if Iwaton is gonna be able to pull Omar Johnson, Doctor Omar Johnson, that's gonna explain a bit of her being a cool journalist of a. I don't want to say a bootlicker, but yeah, she can be able to pull those kind of people. I can't. I don't have
She
to
got
pretend
She
as
got she
Joe.
has she got Joseph Mapanga. She got Dr. Tata. She got
Yeah.
a bunch of people. So yeah,
So funny thing, let me tell you, when you went to that meeting, the African diaspora meeting, remember?
yeah, but yeah,
This
the one,
one,
the one that Peeler Mama got all crazy about.
yeah, she's the one who pulled all that thing off, and we managed to go. Yes, for the first time I met Joshua Maponga. Like I was
Yeah,
able to greet him hand in hand. So I'd say I've ever talked about someone I've been able to meet, but still I couldn't be like, oh, hi, I'm always talking about you on my shows.
nah,
Oh, no, no, I'm not gonna do none of that shit.
you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta go over the top and be
Well,
crazy.
that's most of our people, you know, they want to be recognized. So, no, I'm so excited to meet you. Let's talk about your our show. That was your turn. I'm sorry to
Oh,
say.
okay, that was irritant. Okay, well, hell, that's what you do.
Hi, my name is Iwaton. This is our manager. This is my colleague. Da, 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 da. Well, let's talk about you. We want to have you on our show. Okay, cool. I
Funny,
couldn't. I can't.
the funny about Doctor, the funny about Joseph, he ghosted her ass. Remember? Then
Oh,
he
I was so grateful. Oh my God, I couldn't. Because that man was so disrespectful from that
he,
audience.
he was just no. He's talking about Pio Lamumba was disrespectful, right?
Yeah, Pia Lolo Mumba was disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Now,
yeah,
I'm not talking about Joshua. Ghosted and left Kenya before he showed up at the studio, but he did call again when he was back in Zimbabwe and had the show with him in Zimbabwe. Came in the show, but Pio Lamumba was talking crazy.
yeah, he was, oh, time, time, you guys don't understand time. What the fuck do you mean about time? Africans should know. You trying to be a white person right here, talking about about time. Well, you acting like a white man right here, right now, like,
Pio Lamumba was going crazy.
time, I gotta be somewhere else, time. We don't give a shit. We paid you to be here. We paid our money to be here. So what do you mean about time? So what do you mean about time? Like, it's crazy. That's the problem with these leaders, and that's how they act. Like, that's the problem why we even lose Pan Africanism, being honest.
He's going
Because
crazy with that time.
yeah, these people want to get on top of the chairs now. They think, oh, I put myself here, now I know time better than these African Negroes. No, excuse me. We've been telling you about time. We've been telling you what time it is for you to go speak out for us there. Now stop acting like you know time better than us. Oh, time. You gotta save questions. I don't have the whole time right here.
The
Excuse
time
me. We
exactly.
paid.
We
We
paid for you to
paid.
get you exactly. He was rude. I said, I always tell you guys, don't ever don't think that's how they are on camera. Don't ever behind who they are. They're usually always despicable people. It's crazy.
We paid to be here. I have somewhere else to be. So what? We also paid to be here.
That's
The hell?
right. That's right.
What do you mean?
And he showed me good with exactly. Exactly. What the hell you talking about? That's why we
That's,
pay. That's why you're here. You're paid to be here. We talking about.
let me tell you, that's the
I'm
problem.
tired.
I'm not
I'm
gonna lie.
tired.
I've noticed some of my even colleagues do not invite me to places because I'm such a truth teller. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to sugarcoat. I don't know how to pretend. When I'm off, thrown off, I show it. Hey, you're a boot liquor, and I call you out. The last time I was out, ask money. The last time I was out with her was on a video shoot, and she was telling everyone, "Oh, you leave Joby alone. Joby is already mad. Joby doesn't want to be here. Oh, oh, you Joby in that state. Joby wants to go home. You better leave her alone. Yeah, because what the fuck is going on here? The fuck is going on here? Why are your people misbehaving? Why are people not acting like adults? So the moment I'm addressing adulterism and professionalism, it's a problem. Oh, Joby is out of character. I'm not out of character. I'm just addressing what is real. People hate that.
That's
People
true. That's called,
don't,
that's called accountability.
people don't really
You don't like no accountability. That's right.
people don't like
who's,
that. That's why we have failed leaders,
who's,
literally,
who's
because
it?
they
That's
don't
right.
like
That's
accountability.
true. That's exactly what you're saying. Exactly. Who's this? Who's this broad you brought with you, Shimani? That this
I don't
accountability shit.
It took me time to understand why people don't like me inviting me to shit, man. I'm like, man, I'm always yapping. I don't know how to keep quiet for shit. I don't know. When I see a problem, I'm addressing it. It's a problem. People don't like that. Joby, are we going to make Umar some ugali? Hell no. Hell no. He better starve to death, whatever he is. I'm not making no Dr. Umar ugali. I'm not making nothing. Trust me, if he's gonna make it to the studio, trust me, I'm gonna make it my leg to the studio. Hell yeah. Of course. If Dr. Omar is gonna make it to the studio, my leg is gonna make it to the studio. I'm gonna be there to see what is really happening. But anyway, as we move on to the next conversation, um, we have Donald Trump, who has announced that is the education which is funding, it's shifting nearly $500 million which is being relocated to support historical black colleges and universities and tribal colleges. Tribal, what are tribal colleges? The last time I checked, in America there's no tribalism.
Oh no. They probably talking about some Indian. They say tribe. They talking about some Indian. Some Indian bullshit.
Hmm. Okay. Shout out to Indians who wanna be white so bad, who are both lickers to South Africans out there. Nah, ensure white people are the president of the
But
country.
they don't mean anybody black, Joe. They mean the Asian ones that they call Indians in America. The Asian looking Indian, not the
Mm.
black ones. They call- nobody nobody classifies these Negroes as an Indian but them, Joe. No one else does.
Mm.
Only them. Because nobody identifies them as a Native American. Only
Of,
them. They only
of,
classify the Asians and the white people as Native Americans.
of course. And because we have zero history in Africa, we like we like what's the name? There's a name of greetings in Indian. What is it? There's that
That
name.
me.
What's that name of greeting in Indian? Kamlesh.
Is it
What is it called?
Is it
Is it
is it mu- is it musty Punjabi?
uh
Joby didn't get what I said. Musty
uh
Punjabi.
no. There's a name. It's close to that. It's close to that. There's a name of it. It's like, huh? God dang. Wastasha. No, Wastasha. What is it called? There's always this name they use. I can't keep up with this Indian bullshit, man. Because I've grown up with it on movies. Like,
All right.
what is it called? There was this famous movie. Dang, I've forgotten the name. But anyway, shout out to the Indians. in the building. That's all I can say. That's the Indians in the building. But they're talking about the same time. They cater for the schools. They cater for the schools are getting more priority under new grant rules, and the money comes from cuts to several programs for minority serving institution, including some Hispanic serving institution. And of course, they're asking us to take, is this a smart move or a concern for affected school? Of course, this is about black people. Like I
Yeah,
shared the video
yeah.
yesterday.
What he's doing, he's cutting off your funding. He's saying,
Mm.
forget you Negroes won't have no more education. It's time to get back in the fields and pick tomatoes and watermelons.
And he wants him more educated by, of course, that is where we see that Donald Trump has once again extended TikTok US ban deadline now until December 16th. Doesn't make a change. TikTok is completely taken over. So Donald
Exactly. They've already taken it over. So they've already taken that shit over. So you know, guys, the cats want the hats wanted it, and the cats with the hats got it because they're the ones running the world. Let's not fool ourselves.
exactly. Don't be fooled. Don't be told that now you can
Don't
have
be,
freedom
don't
of
be, that's right. Don't be fooled like the Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yeah, there's no freedom of speech, no freedom of expression. It's not allowed in that particular country. That is
Exactly.
up to
Shit,
you.
they
The
trying to be
freedom.
global with that freedom of speech shit.
Mhm. It is super, super crazy. But as we continue, I want to share another video here. There's a video head queued for an explanation of the white supremacist. Of course, yesterday
Right.
we talked about why this country is one among the worst peaceful countries, and looking at how the country has been long um controlled. It's all about white supremacy, and I go back to understanding historically where this is coming from. US is not an independent country. US is not a democratic country. US is neither a sovereign country like they claim to be. Okay, so we see, of course, the
Say,
US always free.
say this, Joe. Joe, where did the
Yes.
white Australians come from?
Pardon?
Where did the white Where did the white Australians come from? Where did the
Europe.
white Where did the white Americans come from?
Europe.
Where did the white Canadians come from?
Europe.
Where did the white New Zealanders come from?
From the cave.
Where did the white South Africans come from?
From the cave.
I don't want to say that. I'm saying Europe. So Europe. So they've stolen all these places before they came from the cave. God damn. Go ahead.
Just say what it is, because no longer kid like the suspension, whatever, it doesn't make a change. Just say it. It doesn't. For me, I don't think I'm scared to speak about it anymore. You know? It's just what it is. From the caves. They come from the caves. These people didn't know how to wash themselves, how to bathe, how to clean their teeth, how to wash their mouths. They didn't know how to wipe their asses. They didn't know how to change clothes. So what are we talking about? Trump, you better get out of my face talking shit about do I know English, you motherfucker. Like, do you know English? Yeah, I taught you English, idiot. That's what should be applied. What do you mean? Oh, how did you learn how to speak English so good? You know how this that is so disrespectful. It is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. It is funny, but it is so disrespectful. Oh, where did you learn to speak so much good English? I taught you, idiot, how to speak to me.
He does it so honestly in your face.
Address me like your master. And then I go back. This is where if a man they would quickly assassinate me. That's the problem. I wouldn't survive these idiots. None of them. And I'm glad to be a Black Hot Fire presenter. It's not like they don't know me. They know us. That's why we shadow banned. Because they
Yeah,
know
they know us. They look at us.
they,
They know us. Yeah,
they
yes.
know
They look
the
at.
voice. We're the true voice. We speak the real truth, what they're trying to shut people from hearing. So that's why you see them exaggerating numbers there for a minute. We have like 50 people. For a minute, we have 10 people. Look at now.
Exactly.
What's the
Exactly. Got
exaggeration?
you.
Are you kidding me? 10 people. Are you kidding me? Like, please, Trump, save your chicks. We know you don't belong here. You're the real Homo sapien. Please. Telling us, I like the poorly educated. You're the poorly educated right here. Racially, you're the poorly on the minority in numbers. As much as you want to keep on proving your superiority through the white complex, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. So we're seeing Trump as once again extended the TikTok ban deadline that is until December 16th. Like I said, doesn't make a difference. So understand they're watching
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. They've already taken over the app. That's why
Mhm.
I got all 45,000 followers taken off. So
Mhm.
I've gone back. They ban my account and they say, "Hey, you got stuff still in the TikTok shop that you that you put in the cart you haven't bought. So you tell me to buy shit from an account that don't even exist no more." It's crazy.
It is crazy, but anyway, let me share the history of Gandhi. That is what we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah,
Um,
Gandhi, no good ass is
Lynn
lying.
Gugi. We have Lynn Gugi who's explaining all this,
Yeah, go
but
ahead.
again,
Yeah, you
understanding Lynn Gugi, she's still too kind.
yeah, yeah, of course,
Too
because she not because she knows she can't be completely mean because mess up her YouTube money.
Of course, she's still very cool with all this situation, not trying to tell the people the truth of what the real history was about. But I'm gonna share the first video about Gandhi because she's spoken about that. But this is a
Yeah,
clue of one of the video I have before I could share as because but sure again to understand where I'm coming from also with my research. Gandhi has been portrayed as a white good as a good Indian, okay, a good person, who has been doing good things. So even when you talk about Kate addressing Mother Teresa to me and Katie, we were shocked. I'm not gonna lie. We were like, Kate said the MF word. We're like, I'm being
I wanted to make it hard for their ass because that's when I first got them. They just to me using the MF word would make it stick even harder, make them shocked because they were so innocent back. That wanted to shock their soul. You're like, what? Huh? What did she have? Katie wanted to cry. What did she ever do? What?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
it
no
was
good,
all shocked.
no
We were
good
shocked. I remember
motherfucker.
it was just that was 2023, if I can remember. We were in the studio, both of us, and then it was I think immediately after her show,
That was
then the news.
2021.
Yeah, I think it was after our show, one of the thing
Yeah.
happened. Then you are explaining to us about Gandhi. We're like, what? You just said the MF word about Gandhi. I mean the Mother Teresa. We're like, what? MF word on Mother Teresa. I'm a Mother Teresa as I speak. What do you mean? Because I'm gonna make people get jobs right here. I'm a mother. I'm a Mother Teresa. I'm doing good deeds. So the Mother Teresa has always applied to people who, and of course, historically, that she did good things to people.
Hmm.
Christianity applying. Um, she was kind. She was loving. She went spreading the word of God, and all you can think of. Then come to Gandhi, the same thing,
All lies.
An Indian who loved black people, who came to offer help, da, da, you know.
Indian called you a filthy, dirty nigga. That's what he called.
No, now for me, as Joby, personally speaking, I didn't know much about Gandhi, but I did know much about Mother
But
Teresa.
you, well,
You know,
obviously not.
because, yeah, because the Mother Teresa word, like I said, it applied from your good deeds. Okay, so if you did something more good to even your fellow Christian or your fellow people, they'll be like, "Oh, she's such a Mother Teresa. Oh, she's such a Mother Teresa." You know, so
See, that's how they keep the Africans. That's why you pay school fees to be a moron.
you don't know that. Actually, that makes you feel good because people are complimenting you on a from an image of a person who's recommended to be a legendary kind person, who's
Uh, a
brought up,
legendary,
you know.
no good child molestator, no good starving of children, just fucking no
Mhm.
good.
Exactly. So let me share the video that is slightly explaining that. Of course, like I said, we have there is
And
Lynn
Google,
Gold. Yeah, but she's learning. I like to give her grace
of
because
course, she learned exactly. That's why she's late. That's why she's late with Gandhi. It's 2025. Shit, Donna took down the Gandhi statue way back in like 2016, 2017. Hey, get this Gandhi shit out of here. Crazy. She only
I
10 years late.
I just love how honest you are, though.
Is that what y'all mean?
I love how honest you are. She's so late to that shit.
Yeah, she all late and shit. She ain't like, and like, yeah, and she like it's all new information too, Joe. It's Africans. She all like, did you know Gandhi didn't even like us? Yeah, lady, you late as hell with this shit.
Oh my god! I just love your brutal honesty. That's something I love about you. That which most
Damn,
people don't relate to. Why we
I
click so
know. I
much.
know. Hey, like, oh, man. Yeah, Gandhi didn't even like us Africans. She all nice, playing Africans. She didn't. Gandhi didn't like us. Hey, Lingugi, you late?
I know. That's why I say like you have to give her grace because I was
Of
listening to
course, I'm giving her grace.
how I think she's trying to just become a good storyteller, like because we've lost that in our grandparents, right? So
Okay, yeah, I got
she's
you.
she's playing the good grandma in generations.
I got you. Good storytelling.
But the good grandma where she has to start before she tells you the atrocities of what happened to you as a kid. She's like, oh, this was a
Shit,
Christian. This was a man
shit.
of God. This was.
Yeah, exactly. She had me laughing. She mouth. You know that Gandhi said we were smelly.
You must have listened to that. It's so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, let me share.
Mahatma Gandhi called Africa.
So this is not from her.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
that's
from
another one. This is AI. This AI here. Go ahead, Joey. Mahatma
Dirty
Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi called Africans dirty, troublesome,
Told you,
living
told
like
you,
animals.
told you.
Those are not my
Sorry,
words.
Jim
They
Mosquito.
are
When you look at this on thing, I told you he called you a dirty Negro. Okay, don't. You always ask me why we gotta be dirty. That's what they be calling us. I'm sorry.
you dirty nigga. You
It's
think
like,
you think you jogging on the street every day makes you special. You dirty nigga.
his. Written in his own hand, preserved in the archives erased from our classrooms. And yet, for decades, our children have been taught to bow their heads before his name, to see
exactly.
him as a saint, to believe that
Exactly.
he stood for the freedom of all. But here in
And,
Africa, the
and,
truth is
and,
different.
and he's another dirty pedophile. He's a dirty pedophile too. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Gandhi did not march for us. He did not fight for us. He fought to raise his people above us while leaving Africans at the bottom of the empire's ladder.
Exactly. He
This is
believed
not
that.
the Gandhi of statues and school books. This
Exactly.
is what
Well,
Gandhi South Africa knew the young lawyer who demanded a separate door at Durban's post office so Indians would not enter beside Africans.
it's not black
The
people.
man
He
who
said,
during the
it's
Boer
like,
War in the Zulu...
exactly. He said, hey, white people, you need to build us a door. We can't go in the same door as these filthy Africans.
Are you kidding?
Yes, that's what he's talking about. See that he's not
Yeah, I
explaining.
know.
He's not explaining it deeply, Joe. He's saying they made another door, Joe. You had a white door and a black door. Same way they did in America. Only whites can go in this door, only blacks can go in this door. He said, white man, don't have us go in the door with the filthy niggas. Build us our own door so we have to go to the door with these filthy niggas. Listen,
white
huh?
man, I taught you how to wash your ass. So you're gonna have to follow my dirty ass door for you to learn how to keep your ass clean. That's what man. This is why we go back to what we keep on talking about. Were we part of this creation? Because if you are, man, we need to put some real. I don't know, man. I'm ready to die for this shit. I'm ready to die for this shit, kid. I mean it.
That's why this stuff is left out of history, Joe. They tell you all fake heroes, fake people, fake lies. They're Africans worshiping this no good bastard for almost 100 years. Worshiping this no good black hating bastard here. This no good pedophile, no good filthy ass motherfucker here. Go ahead, Joe.
This is crazy.
Blue Rebellion sent Indian stretcher bearers to serve the very empire that slaughtered our people. The man who wrote letter after letter begging the British not to class Indians with Africans, calling us Kafirs, unfit for dignity.
That's right.
Tonight, we tear away the mask.
Cop is the word that you guys
walk through the cold
can't
station.
means nigga in South Africa. So call them niggas, say these no good dirty niggas are not fit to be with Indians. They're supposed to be on the bottom. We're supposed to, I told you, right on top, everybody in the middle. See, they don't mind being in the middle, Joe, as long as they're not on the bottom. He said the bottom is for the no good dirty niggas, Joby. Not us Indians, who's darker than this goddamn no good dirty Indian's darker than me. Right? But I'm an Indian, Hindu, stupid religion. But none of the religions make them not be hateful. Ain't it funny? Everybody know the religions are fake. Good.
Like one of the arguments I was having with the people on the comments, like, which Jesus allows you to be such a judgmental person calling me a devil? Are you fucking crazy? Like you're the judge. You are the judge right now. I thought Jesus was the one to judge at the end of the day. Like you have the audacity to call me the devil. Like fuck you and your Jesus.
That's right. That's right. I don't get any judgment.
Where Gandhi was dragged from a train and humiliated, and see why his anger was not that Africans suffered daily, but that he had been treated like them.
Like
we will
them,
follow
exactly.
him into war, into petitions, into prisons.
He said, don't treat me like a dirty nigga. I'm an Indian. Why you treat me like a dirty nigga? What are you doing?
Because you're a dirty nigga. And this proves why we see rest of the dirty niggas in South Africa trying to be white, like the dirty niggas, you know, trying to feel like they are the whites, how is it called? Oh, I'm the superior working for the what is it called? The house Negro.
The house Negro?
Oh, I'm the house Negro. The master listens to what I say. Oh, okay.
You got to put Samuel Jackson, Joby, as Stephen. Oh, Joby, go to YouTube again. Open that thing. Say, scene from Django. Samuel Jackson playing Stephen says, "Oh, you bastard, Django! We're gonna kill you. I love me some white folks." That's a house Negro. Stephen, Samuel Jackson the best. Samuel Jackson plays the best house Negro I've ever seen. Oh, master! Oh my God!
As we get into that,
to ask, whose freedom did Gandhi fight for?
Nobody.
Stay with us because this is more than a history lesson. This is Africa reclaiming its memory. This is the truth returned to its rightful owners. And if you believe our story deserves to be told in full, subscribe is no locked in waiting. But the record shows something different. He came not as a prophet, not as a freedom fighter, but as a struggling lawyer. Back in India, after returning from London with the title of Barrister Gandhi, was no success story. He froze during his first case, unable to cross-examine a witness.
You know why I hated Indians from high
school? Terrible lawyer.
The moment I opened a Facebook account, because I had a Facebook account very
active. They wanted to show you their penis, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're always
Like
filthy.
these motherfuckers always sending their penises and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these penises and shit? Do
Because
you want
because they got tiny penises, Joe. That's what they're known for. They're known for having small
to?
penises.
That was so disgusting. That was one of the things that actually made me shut down my main Facebook account. Was I had a very big grown Facebook
Uh,
account, leave alone my Instagram. I had a very
uh,
good big audience
I,
account. I
I
think
know you
when they
did, but
spoke
yeah,
of having 1 million followers on Facebook, that's how good actually Facebook was good on I think in Africa, to be precise, I think globally.
yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
favored most of the people until they tapped into it and started like examining it and of course controlling
Hmm.
shit in their own narrative and then allowing all this type of pedophilic behavior because that is so pedophilic. I was just a 16, 17. You are all my seeing dicks. What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Because they always do that. That's what Indians did. They're filthy like that. They're showing it, and they got a small penis problem. The penis is known for being really tiny. Look at my penis.
You got you some pills or something. Ashwagandha works better, you know?
Yes. Clients were scarce.
We have ashwagandha, very organic. Do you know what the wishes of ashwagandha is? Kindly go do your research better when it comes to your penis being small. Ashwagandha works magic.
His family connections could not open enough doors. In Bombay, in Rajkot, he found scraps of clerical work petitions, small drafting jobs, but nothing that matched the ambition burning inside him.
Exactly, because he's
He
a
was
terrible
23
lawyer.
years old, ambitious yet adrift when opportunity came knocking from across the sea. That opportunity was Dada Abdullah, a wealthy Muslim merchant in Natal. Abdullah's firm was entangled in a bitter legal battle over the staggering sum of £40,000. They needed a lawyer who spoke Gujarati and understood their world. Gandhi, with his empty practice in India, fit the need perfectly. In April 1893, he boarded the SS Clyde and sailed to South Africa. By May 24, 1893, he stepped onto the docks of Durban. Picture him then, a thin young man dressed neatly in Western clothes, clutching law books holding a contract that promised 1 year of pay. To the empire, he was not a liberator, he was an employee. Durban in 1893 was not kind. It was a place where racial order was enforced with iron and whip. Gandhi was mocked for his brown skin, called coolie lawyer, treated as a curiosity rather than a gentleman. Still, he clung to respectability. He saw himself not as one of the oppressed, but as a man who deserved a seat at the empire's table. Barely 2 weeks into his stay, the moment came that textbooks loved to retell. Gandhi bought a first-class ticket for the train to Pretoria, but on the night of June 7, 1893, at Pietermaritzburg station, a white passenger objected. Coolies do not belong here. The conductor ordered them out. Gandhi refused. Officials dragged him from the carriage, threw his luggage onto the platform, and left him in the freezing air of the station. He sat there all night, humiliated, shivering, staring into the dark. Later, Gandhi called that night the turning point of my life. And indeed, it was a turning point. But not the one Africa needed. His rage was not for the Africans who were denied humanity every single day. His rage was that he, a suit-wearing English-speaking lawyer, had been treated like them. The textbooks will say it was the birth of greatness. For us, it must be remembered as the night he drew a line in the sand. Indians must rise above Africans. And here lies the first crack in the
And they still ain't shit. They stink as fuck.
saintly story. Not the story of a man who sought equality for all, but of a man who wanted to climb the ladder of empire without breaking it. From that night forward, his petitions, his campaigns, his speeches in South Africa all carried the same undertone. Indians were civilized, Africans were not. He argued again and again. Do not classify us with the Kaffir. His words, not mine. His handwriting, not invention. In 1895, Gandhi published a pamphlet known as the Green Pamphlet, listing the complaints of Indians in Natal. And in it he boasted about the Durban post office. Before, there had been only 2 doors, one for Europeans, one for Africans. Gandhi fought not to open all doors, but to create a third one for Indians alone. and when the authorities agreed, he celebrated. 3 doors, Europeans, Asians, natives. A wall of separation stronger than before. To the world, this was his first political victory. To Africa, it was a deeper wound. Again and again, his actions made the same point Africans at the bottom, Europeans at the top, Indians to be placed in the middle.
I told
He
you,
did
that's
not
their
try to unite.
their scheme.
Man, again, I go back. There's no way I was creation of this part. I was not part of this shit. Kit was. You Jason was. You General Mosquito was. Jibba Jabba was. Not. I was not. Because with my
You
fighting
must,
spirit, man,
you must a
no
man.
way.
You must
No.
a man.
With my fighting spirit, this is still, it doesn't sit well with me.
You must
I
a
don't
man.
care if it's men dominating or not. I'm getting rid of it all. You're not sitting in my kingdom acting like you know the shit. You don't know nothing. You are
Man,
you are a
man.
yeah. You're a piece of shit looking for a class. Like please, you bow down to my feet. I own everything you want. That's what you do. The fuck?
With the oppressed. He tried to escape association with them, and so by the close of the 19th century, Gandhi had chosen his path. He would fight for Indians, not Africans.
That's
But
right.
what
No
happens
dirty,
when the
Oh,
empire
no,
itself
no,
goes to
no, no,
war and
no
the
dirty
fields of South
Negroes.
Africa erupt in blood and the crown calls for loyalty? That is where the next chapter of this story begins. The closing years of the 19th century tested every community in South Africa, and when the British Empire marched into war, Gandhi did not stand aside. He did not stand with Africans either.
of
He
course.
chose to serve the crown. In 1899, the Boer War erupted. The British fought the Dutch settlers, the Boers, for control of the land and its wealth. It was a brutal conflict with tens of thousands dead. In this chaos, Gandhi saw opportunity. He believed that if Indians showed loyalty to Britain, they might earn respect and better rights.
You wish. You don't even have respect till to date. You still bootlickers, idiots.
So he raised an Indian ambulance corps. Over 1,000 Indian men carried wounded British soldiers from the battlefield, including at the blood-soaked hill of Spion Kop. To this day, the image of Gandhi in that war remains a bitter contradiction. Africans were fighting for land, for dignity, for survival. Gandhi's corps was proving loyalty to the very empire that oppressed them both. Then came 1906, the year of the Bambatha Rebellion.
Man. So, being a woman and being part of the leadership I have makes very good sense why they don't want women to be part of leadership. Because the rage I have by just listening at this story, this man should not exist. That is my point. You know, there's no you're gonna come trying to control my kingdom and you expect me to continue yapping your mouth. As who? Who? You are an
I'm,
invader, an intruder,
I'm Gandhi.
a
I'm,
distraction, a
I'm,
promise,
I'm, I'm
a
Gandhi.
promise provider who provides nothing but just stealing and living by the hopes of British Empire. Oh my God, you're living by you're living by a hope of an empire that doesn't even belong to you. Whatever they say is what goes with you. You sound crazy. You're nothing but a puppet. So excuse me, bow down to me. Bow down to me. Trust me. I'm gonna say this very loud. This is my problem. If I have, which is of course I'm not gonna get that position. I can't be an MP, an MC. I can't be none of these political classes because I'm not gonna be this. I can't dare be this. I'm too mouthy. This is a person, as Joby. This is none to do with politics. I'm too mouthy. I speak a lot. I'm too open with my stories. I love speaking about things. These people don't speak about their things. That's where the auditing comes from. They don't even speak about their finances. How are you spending your finances? Why did you grow a balloon stomach within a month? Can you explain that? You were slim with yesterday. You were just 65 kgs or 55 kgs like me yesterday. Now today you are 100 pounds or 100 kgs, whatever it is. They don't like that. So that's the problem with me. It's the problem with me still to now. Not gonna lie. People don't like real auditing.
The Zulu people rose against a new poll tax, a tax that choked their already broken lives. They fought with courage. Villages were burned in response. Men shot women, violated children, slaughtered. Thousands dead, and Gandhi. He was not with the Zulu.
Shout to you, Waton.
He was not in the ashes of their villages. Once again, he organized Indian stretcher bearers to assist the British Army.
You Waton.
Gandhi would call you a dirty copper, Joby, a dirty copper woman. Who allowed this dirty copper woman to speak?
Shout to you, Waton, man. You Waton. Those are our people, man. I don't know how to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm not Airtime up in it. So those are people. Airtime don't mean, Airtime don't know none of this history, Joby.
Oh, I don't care whether you know or not. So why was my spirit long? Why was my spirit strong enough to understand I should not F with a white person? Despite my grandma telling me, Joby, they like your type. I didn't know. My grandma knew what I didn't know. They like my type. What is my type? I didn't know what's my type. Oh, petite, melanin, small type of body, but you got a shape. Yeah, I'm not that. I'm trying to be thick.
And in his writings, he boasted of loyalty. No disaffection, he said, meaning Indians were not rebelling. Indians were faithful servants. While Zulu blood stained the earth, Gandhi made sure the empire's soldiers were cared for. Pause and let that settle in. The man praised as the prophet of peace, the global icon of nonviolence, marched twice into service for the crown, once when the Boers resisted, and again when the Zulu fought for their very lives. Whose side was he on? The answer is written in the record. It was not only in war that Gandhi's choices revealed themselves. In 1904, he wrote directly to the medical officer of health in Johannesburg, furious that the city's Indian location was being used to house Africans. His words, why of all places should the Indian location be chosen for dumping down all the Kaffirs of the town? Think about that. A man later hailed as a saint demanded separation from Africans, demanded purity of races. And in public speeches he reinforced the same latter. In 1896, he warned white audiences not to degrade Indians by placing them on the same level as Africans.
Why? You dirty Indian. As a matter of fact, these Indians are the dirtiest. You dare call Africans dirty Africans? Have you seen Indian food? The roaches, the rats. Have you seen these people, what they serve on their food? Please. Like, this is so crazy. Like, this is diabolic and laughable, You have the audacity of calling Africans dirty Negroes. Have you seen Indians? We're in 2025. Have you gone to TikTok and seen Indian videos of them cooking? Rats all over. These idiots are pets with rats. You trying to tell us you shouldn't be on the same level as Africans? We're not dirty like you. Of course we can't be on the same level. The fuck? Like, you're downgraded on your own level, as a matter of fact. You're not on the same level as Africans. They fear us. They don't fear you. They fear us. With the real deal. Not you Indians. Sorry. With the real deal. With the big deal. And I'm happy to brag about that. I'm so proud to know what I know today. I can openly stand up and say I am the shit because I'm African. The hell? This is so crazy.
His message was always clear: Europeans on top, Indians in the middle, Africans at the bottom.
Of course. I have all the gold, all the mineral resources, and I'm supposed to be at the bottom? Don't try me.
His fight was never to break the ladder, it was always to climb it. So when the empire turned its iron laws upon Indians,
Don't try me. And this one thing I've learned nowadays, because even after my leg gets okay, one of the things I want to do is go to China Square. Yeah, we don't like China Squares in our country, but I discovered there's a bunch of things there actually I can get. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I realized is you love the Chinese men looking at you crazy. I'm not afraid to confront them. I've done that before. Shout out to Dimore. He's seen me doing that. I'm not scared to confront them. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What is there to stare? What's so funny? What is so astonishing for you to look at? Huh? That's me. So it's gonna take confidence for us to understand who we're facing. Because just because you're in my country, you gaining money from me shouldn't give you the comfortability of thinking you belong. You don't.
Asiatic Registration Act of 1906, which required fingerprints passes registration even for children, Gandhi resisted. But note carefully, Africans had been carrying passes for decades. Africans had suffered under that system long before.
Of course.
Gandhi's resistance was not born of solidarity. It was born of shock that his people were now treated like Kafirs. On August 16, 1908, outside the Hamidiya Mosque in Johannesburg, Gandhi and thousands of Indians gathered. They threw their passes into a great fire, a cauldron of burning paper. It was the first mass pass burning in South African history. To many, it looked like a moment of unity. To the
South Africa. South Africa. So you South African Negroes have just been bootlickers of so much. You accepted Gandhi to be doing these things in your country. Or am I getting it wrong?
textbooks, it was a symbol of courage. But look closer, it was a fight for Indians, not Africans.
Of course.
And so the image of Gandhi behind bars began. In January 1908, jailed. In October, jailed again. In 1913, leading the Great March of 2,000 miners, men, women, children across the border into Transvaal, jailed.
Of course, and understanding everything. This is just all for the propaganda of black people. Because he wanted to fit in. Understand, this is about his race. This is not about Africans. This was for him to make his class fit in.
Of course. He don't care about no African. He hates us.
Yeah, so historically, I think that's the misunderstanding. Oh, he was fighting for Africans. He thought the Africans belonged, and we had some Black Indians also are part of this. But bullshit, you know. He was fighting for his political interest. He was fighting for his Indian, for his class, and this is why you
Yeah.
see Indians now today they can shit on us. These people can shit in
Exactly.
their country. They can shit in their country. They want to shit on us. You can shit in your country because it is overpopulated. You want to come shit on my country. Are you crazy? Nah, again, on the universe and on everything I know, I don't want to use my information to get into trouble. Again, for real. To the universe, from my word, from my mouth to the universe. I don't want to use my information to get into trouble. I want to use my information to teach people, to pass knowledge, like I'm doing through this platform. That's my calling. Let it be. I don't want to use my voice, my knowledge to get into trouble because I know so much to deal
But
with
you're
this.
gonna get in trouble because of what you know.
Of course, that's again what I'm talking about. I know so much to just use this energy for bullshit, because everything is energy. We go back to that too. I can't just
Mm-hmm.
use my energy, or yeah, I can't just use my energy to argue to argue stupid points with people who don't understand what is happening. I have to use my energy to argue back with people who understand what is happening. But sadly, again, we go back to understanding these people they want us to be on a low vibration, which is part of arguing stupidity. Okay? Because I think right now I've understood everything so much to understand everything is energy. And that's why I think for me,
Exactly.
I don't know how to argue back anymore. I don't know. I think I've even made it clear to you, kid. I don't want to argue back anymore. I don't know. I don't have that energy anymore to even argue back. That's how you want it to be? Cool. This how you understand things? Cool. That's on you. I've done what I can. I've tried what I can. But however you want to receive things, however you want to perceive things, that's on you. And sadly, yes, again, I go back to a video you shared to me and a video I bumped into. We live in we live in among entities, evil entities who who are
Huh?
waiting for
Yeah,
us.
appreciate you, bro.
We're living among evil entities who want us to serve so much of our energy to them by always being negative by everything that is going on around us. I don't know if it makes sense. And this is part of it. This is so part of it. This is, right now, I understand so much, which is so crazy. It's so mind blowing sometimes to me. I'm not going to lie. It is so mind blowing to me. By the fact I understand what energy is all about, frequency, what is all about when it comes to us as black people. I'm not fucking around. So F these white people. F these white people.
3 times in 9 days. The newspapers called it Satyagraha, the truth force. But whose truth? Indians only. Africans still at the bottom, voiceless in his campaign. And here is the irony. The more Gandhi resisted for Indians, the more the world began to polish his name to turn his struggles into legend. But what of the cost for Africans? The silence over their wounds, the absence of their story. That silence leads us directly into the next chapter. The consequences for daily life, for politics, for Africa's own fight. When Gandhi's campaigns reached the headlines, the story was framed as a fight for freedom. But freedom for whom? For Africans in the mines of Kimberley. For families pushed off their land? No. The victories Gandhi claimed in South Africa reshaped daily life only for Indians. Take the past laws. Africans had carried passes for decades, shackled by the system of movement control. Entire families were criminalized for walking without papers. But when the Asiatic Registration Act demanded the same of Indians, Gandhi rose in defiance. His marches, his jail terms, his satyagraha, they cracked the law for his community. In 1913, concessions were won. Indians saw taxes lifted, marriages recognized, passes eased. Yet for Africans, nothing changed. The passes stayed. The taxes grew harsher. The prisons stayed full. This dual reality sowed division. Indians gained a political voice. Africans remained silenced. And worse, Gandhi's petitions often underlined the difference. His language insisted Indians were civilized, hardworking, worthy of respect. Africans, by contrast, he described as unclean and childlike. Such words echoed in colonial offices. They justified the continued tightening of control over black lives. The consequences rippled further. In the cities, the Durban post office with its 3 doors became a symbol of separation. One for Europeans, one for Indians, one for Africans. To Gandhi, this was a victory. To the colonial rulers, it was a model proof that separation could be normalized, even celebrated. Long before apartheid was given its name, The architecture of apartheid was being built brick by brick, door by door. Here is the bitter truth. Gandhi's struggles in South Africa did not dismantle racial order. They rehearsed it. They rehearsed the very system that would later strangle generations under apartheid. In the countryside, Africans watched. They saw Indians win concessions, form settlements, build their own schools and communities. Meanwhile, African villages were uprooted, their people forced into labor compounds and barren.
Every Indian needs to, every Indian needs to go. That's me as a president.
And it's funny, and that's right, and that's why, you know what I mean? That you see when they were trying to fight these people, the Indians were never on your side ever. Not in Kenya either. They were the same way in Kenya. They were the same way. They had different people. Their name just wasn't Gandhi. They were always benefiting the colonial, because remember they brought them in to be a buffer race to rule over African people.
Exactly, because for them, if you actually ask them, because you remember the time I told you where we saw an Indian man having a stupid argument on a matatu, remember? And yeah, he had jabbed a matatu. Then he was like, "Oh, we own this Kenya. Oh, we do know who we are." And then I love the confidence in the conductor guy.
"Oh, yeah, he was the Indian said the Indian. No, I forgot to tell me. He said the Indian guy said we own Kenya."
Yeah. Remember I told you then, of course, the matatu conductor was confident enough.
I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, the conductor. Remember the first time it was me and Dimore, right? I think me and Dimore. Yeah, it was
in your face. Wow.
The first time me and Dimore, we had gone to check the farm at Wallace. I don't know if you can remember.
Yeah, that was last year. I remember that was last year. That was last September. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think it was me and Wallace at the matatu, if I can remember exactly. I think it was me and Wallace at the matatu. He was escorting me back to town. Then this Indian guy jabs the matatu. Then like, "Oh, we're Indians. You can't just I'm supposed to have a seat here." What the fuck? You found the matatu full. What the fuck do you mean you're supposed to have a seat? Who the fuck do you think you are?
I already told you that's what they did in Tanzania. Exactly, because you've allowed them to talk to you crazy in an African country. You've allowed this disrespect in your face. You crazy? This is Africa. This ain't no fucking India. You out your fucking mind?
Exactly. That is what the conductor told him. This is not India. This is Kenya. Okay? You're gonna pay for the matatu and we're gonna beat your ass up if you don't try to pay for the matatu. And I was like, hell yes. I was like, hell yeah. I was supporting that shit down. I was like, I'm waiting. When's the time for beating him up? It's the time. That's the time I'm waiting for. Beating him up. Let's beat him up. That's the time.
That's how comfortable they've got. They disrespect. You're a completely African country talking crazy. You've allowed this disrespect in your face. That's why I did what I did in Tanzania. You out of your fucking mind. You better get your ass back to life. I'll beat you to death out here.
It's crazy, man. It's super crazy.
And reserves. Resentment grew. The sense that Gandhi was not an ally but another player in the hierarchy hardened year by year.
He wasn't an ally.
Phoenix
He wasn't an ally.
in 1904. Tolstoy Farm in 1910. Gandhi tested strict rules. Families who joined were required to follow his diet, his work schedules, his vow of celibacy if he demanded it. These were not havens of liberation for all South Africans. They were training grounds for his followers' laboratories for his ideas.
This is a
Africans
cult.
were rarely included.
Africans are not, and that's what taught you South Africa
shifted as well.
That's what taught you South Africans being
saw
weak.
in Gandhi a figure they could negotiate with. He was firm, yes, but he spoke their language, wore their clothes, respected their law courts. They jailed him, but they also recognized him. Meanwhile, African leaders were denied even the...
This we talking about you South Africans being weak and pathetic. Tonight you allowed this Indian man to come in Africa and talk to you crazy, not do nothing about it, They never was any freedom fighter with you as long as they can be over you. Because these bootlickers, I told you, Indians love white lick their ass. They don't want to be on top as long as they're not on the bottom. They don't mind being in the middle. That's their nature. They don't fight for shit. So I do you a lot of foreign people to be brought in with the British, talk to you crazy, and now have a lot of respect in South Africa today. Control most of the business today while you own nothing. You out of your rabbit. There's something wrong with you as an African. It's got to be addressed. There's something wrong with you. Go ahead, Joe.
The answer is written in the record. It was not only in war that Gandhi's choices revealed themselves. In 1904, he wrote directly to the medical officer of health in Johannesburg, furious that the city's Indian location was being used to house Africans.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's my country. Are you fucking kidding me? This is my country. You're gonna tell me what to do. This is the problem. I have this as a man. I can be a leader of this country for shit. I'm not capping. They're gonna take me out.
You be Idi Amin.
I'm not Dr. Africana. Dr. Africana is a bootlick right now. You guys don't see it, but Dr. Africana is such a bootlick right now.
Well, yeah, I've been said that. I said she's not strong enough. She still wants to play. She's a diplomat, Joe, so they always want to play the fence.
You know, Africa has been denied its dignity. But right now, Africa has to understand what game it is going on. It's a new president and a new game. Are you fucking kidding me? What new game? What new game? The same old game of hopes and believing.
Exactly.
Believing, I believe my president is gonna make a change. I hope and pray. My president is gonna. That's the bullshit Africans are believing on.
They're never gonna, Joby. They're never gonna let us on their TVs talking the truth like this. We are counterproductive to what they say. That's why their account is loud on their TV because she's middle of the road. She's not revolutionary. They're not gonna allow Malcolm X on there like me and you. They're talking about we're gonna overthrow the whole goddamn thing and take back African rule. Like, what? Oh.
One of the main reasons why I won't get a husband, because trust me,
you gotta find one that's not a coon, Joe.
I don't know. He has to find me. I'm not finding.
He find you. There you go.
Yeah. I'm not searching. Hell no. I'm not a searcher. You gonna find me. All right. That's the sign. But one of the reasons, of course, and I've also understood this at the longest time. One of the reasons why I can't even attract a reasonable critical thinker, apart from the people I have around me, but being realistically honest, is because of this. I know so much, being honest. I can't, in today's generation, reason with men.
I already told you it's going to be hard for you to find a man because you're going to know too much. I told you it's going to be hard. I told you that a while ago. Say it's going to be hard for you. Why do you think? Toby, because you're starting to know how the real world works, how shit actually works. Most people don't. So it's going to be rough. What kind of conversation they going to have with you? You break out to all this shit. They're like, oh, God, what are you talking about? What did you talk about? Gandhi's my hero. He got motherfuckers like a...
Nothing. You buy me. You take your KFC to someone who's desperate. I can buy myself.
That's right.
KFC.
Exactly.
KFC, KFC and some pizza. You know what? I can get myself pizza and KFC if I want to. I do. I was just eating KFC here 2 weeks ago. None of you all know that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't need a man to buy you KFC.
Until I was off the camera and told Keith I was eating KFC. None of you had to know what I was doing. None of you had to know what I was doing. Yeah, meaning I have the capability of doing that. Yeah, I can buy some KFC. I can take you to a club, buy you some liquor. Buy me what? Critical thinking, man, needs to come back.
His words, why of all places should the Indian location be chosen for dumping down all the Kafirs of the town?
All the Kafirs, all the niggas.
The
Wow.
man, later hailed as a saint, demanded separation from Africans, demanded purity of races. And in public speeches, he reinforced the same order. In 1896, he warned white audiences not to
And of course, we're telling the truth because you see what the F YouTube is doing. Look at our numbers. At this point, at this hour,
Of
we
course.
never have this type of numbers
No,
on
we just have
YouTube.
that, exactly. We just have like 30 people, at least 40 people. Exactly right. So that's exactly exactly. Because remember, they made a movie, a fake movie about this. No, that's the movie I grew up on. Oh my, how you such a great man. I told you, until I got like 22, 23, start research. Let me search about my heart. Oh, there's a wicked ass, no good bastard. And we all
Yes,
copy the propaganda. Just like that fraud, Mother Teresa, another fake fraud.
I'm always proud of most of the people. Always see most of the people on my Instagram asking me, "Oh, I thought you're gonna aim for a good job at the mainstream media. Oh, you're still at Blackout Fire? Hell yeah, I am. What do you expect? Huh? Hell yeah, I am. So what you got a better job to offer
Mainstream
me?
media, man, yeah, mainstream media not even getting paid in Kenya. What you talking about?
Exactly, exactly. People are losing their jobs. People
With
have
their
to be
jobs not getting
motivated.
paid. What you talking about?
If you know about licking ass of Ruto right
Yeah,
now by saying he's gonna be the
right.
president in 2027, you're getting your ass fired. Yeah, that is what is happening. So yes, I'm very good and much saved. Trust me, I'm so proud of the choices I've made in my life. People don't understand. It shocks people, but at the same time, I'm so amazed of who I am as a person for making the right decisions. I never thought I would have landed into such a good deal like this of knowing the truth. And I'm proud. So but sure. That's what's up. Do I need to be Candice Owens to be known? Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm already known. Y'all know me. Y'all know me by my name. Y'all see me on this camera. I don't need to reveal myself. The hell?
degrade Indians by placing them on the same level as Africans. His message was always clear: Europeans on top, Indians in the middle, Africans at the bottom. His
Exactly.
fight was never to break the ladder.
And Indians are still at the bottom despite being bootlickers. That's one thing we don't know too as Africans. I'm glad to know this. Indians, you are bootlickers. You are licking the white man's booty
They,
to be
they,
like a
they
white
know
man.
that what they
Oh,
doing with the Iranian wars. Oh, we'll help you against Iran. Please let us Israel. They were all bootlickers. That shit was crazy.
we don't know that in Africa. Indian. Again, I go back to we don't know the difference of Asians, of Japanese, Chinese, and all that.
Yeah,
That is so true. So when it comes to Indians too, most of these people don't know the difference of these classes of
yeah.
Indians and also the castes of the pyramid
Gas
caste,
system,
right?
gas system.
Exactly,
That's why I said that.
exactly.
That's why you pay for got school fees. They don't teach you nothing. It's crazy.
So the fact that I know where Indians belong right now in Africa, an Indian can tell me shit. Huh? I'm gonna destroy the shit out of them. I'm gonna destroy the shit out of them. You're getting out of my country. Trust me, you're gonna call cops on me or you get out of my country. That's what you're gonna do. Enough of this
And
conflict that Africans have been building in it.
and the man told you, you know who runs Kenya? We do. Like
I
what?
do. I run Kenya. I'm a Kenyan. I run
Like
Kenya. You don't.
exactly.
You don't.
Ain't no Indian Kenyan president. What are you talking about?
You don't
We're the
stand a
majority.
chance.
This is Africa. What are you talking about?
You
But see,
don't
they've been
stand a
taught to.
chance.
I know if you wake up, they've been taught to treat you like shit. They love to treat Africans like shit. Love it. Love it.
I think my sister might have been told to keep away from me because I'm too confident, man. I don't know. I'm
That might
trying
have
to
been
think
it
this
too.
shit through. Cause I don't understand. I'm trying to understand so many things. It's crazy. It is super crazy. I'm not capping, family. I'm trying to understand most of your family members. You think you can understand. You can't understand shit. Just move on with your life. Just move on with your life. You know? It's crazy.
It was always to climate. So, when the empire turned its iron laws upon Indians, the Asiatic Registration Act of 1906, which required fingerprints passes registration even for children, Gandhi resisted. But note carefully, Africans had been carrying passes for decades.
Imagine.
Africans had suffered under that system long before. Gandhi's resistance was not born of solidarity. It was born of shock that his people were now treated like Kafirs. On August 16, 1908, outside the Hamidiya Mosque in Johannesburg, Gandhi and thousands of Indians gathered. They threw their passes into a great fire, a cauldron of burning paper. It was the first mass pass burning in South African history. To many, it looked like a moment of unity. To the textbooks, it was a symbol of courage. But look closer, it was a fight for Indians, not Africans.
Of course. Where have we seen Indian? Come on, in Kenya today we have Indian celebration. Every time we have demonstration, Indians are not involved until last year.
Of course not. They never involved in it, and they say it's our country. We control Kenya. It's our country. You didn't see that. You don't see no Indians out there protesting with you.
And they don't believe in their ancestors stealing what belonged to us. For them, it is, oh, this was rightfully ours. We don't
Yeah,
know
they don't.
history.
Of course,
We
they
don't
don't.
know
Of course,
history.
they don't
And
care
they
about
don't,
your African history.
they don't
The British,
exactly, they
the
don't
British, the
acknowledge
British,
the history.
the British came and stole it for them, and that's what they telling your ass.
It's
You haven't had confidence to take it back, so fuck you.
Well, I didn't learn martial arts. I didn't learn that, but I know martial arts. Okay, my dad is a retired boxer, a professional one. Let me tell you that. Maybe something you don't know. All right, I have multiple skills. That is through blood, apart from application or learning. So don't play with me. I keep on saying that. Don't play with me. I'm a journalist by passion and also professionally. Okay? But don't play with me. I'm not nice. I'm not okay, I'm gonna say I'm not kind, but I'm nice. That's the term. Yeah. I'm not kind, but I'm nice. But I'm gonna still apply the fact that I'm nice as an African. The fact that I'm an African, I'm nice. But I know the limit of being nice. So you're not gonna play with me. As an Indian, you don't belong here. As an Indian, you're not allowed to control most of my sugar plantation. That is what is happening in Kenya today.
Of course.
This is crazy. As an Indian, you have no audacity of running nepotism right here in my country. Go run nepotism in your country, idiots. As an Indian, you're about liquor. You're trying to be, you and I don't have even have a difference. We don't have a difference. The only difference is you have a certain political class which makes you think you're higher than me, but you're not higher than me. You're still about liquor. You're still about liquor, trying to be at the white supremacist level. But I'm still going to remind you, I remain being the most high as an African. We go back to the real science, the real history. As an
They say
African,
they tell you forget your signs. You're not on top. You're on the bottom
no.
right now. So I don't want to. I don't care about your signs.
I'm not forgetting that. We go back to what we spoke earlier today. I'm teaching my children who the fuck you are. I'm not applying what my parents told me. Oh, Joby, white people look good on you. You're their type. No, I don't know that. I didn't know that. Because I've never allowed that to apply in my mind. And I'm so grateful for having a mother who taught me better. You didn't need no white man to be your savior. I didn't. My mom didn't push that to me.
You need a white man, but that's why your friend tried to get you an old Indian man.
Oh,
instead.
F that woman. She's fucked up where she is right now. Trust me. She's so fucked up. She's not
You
doing
found
okay.
her? You found her?
I didn't. I don't have to. I know. She's fucked up.
You know.
Last year when I was home, I just had to ask a few questions. How is so and so and so and so? And I knew a lot.
Okay. Well, you ain't told nobody. Okay.
Yeah, last year when I was home, I know the
Yeah.
people to just ask details about what I want to know. I've just always been that girl. I know who to tap into to get what I want to.
All
You
right.
know, it's like today. If I want information, I know I'm gonna dig down to you again. I don't. I'm gonna take my time, but I'm gonna figure out about you. Trust that. You're not gonna play around and fool me. And that's been us. We've been played around and fooled by our parents. But at least know me.
They didn't know
Mom
no
didn't
better.
fool me.
They didn't
No,
know
mom,
any
my
better.
my
They didn't know
mom
any
didn't fool
better.
me. My mom didn't fool me, but my grandma tried to fool me. Oh, Joby,
They
you know,
they didn't
we
they didn't
know.
know any better,
I
Joby.
didn't know even what white people liked until my grandmother.
She,
Come on,
I'm
and she
saying she
knew
didn't know.
it.
She
She
knew
knew
that, but
it later.
she didn't know about who they were, who they are. She's trying to get some money.
Do
For
I
no good
care?
ass.
Do I really care? Hell no. Because again, when you try to educate a group of people who act like they know, I've seen more than what you've seen when you're on a seated on a chair. Hell yeah, you go ahead, grandma. You see what I can see. You see what you can see more than what I can see. What do they see? Poverty. Oh, Joby, I don't have $200 to start a business. That's what they see. That's what they
I'm,
see.
I ever said.
Exactly, that's what they see. Know what you're trying to say? They know better. They know better about extortion. They know better about black taxes. So what don't you know better about the white man trying to take your whole land from you? Why are you trying to extort me? I'm not the problem here. There's someone who's the problem. Why am I the beginning of your generational problem? I'm the one to pay back. Why? Why? Crazy. Sound crazy as shit. Super insane. Let me wind up with this video.
And so the image of Gandhi behind bars began. In January 1908, jailed. In October, jailed again. In 1913, leading the Great March of 2,000 miners, men, women, children across the border into Transvaal, jailed 3 times in 9 days. The newspapers called it Satyagraha, the truth force.
Then he got
But whose
tired.
truth?
I can't be
Indians
working
only.
for this. I can work for these Indians. I gotta go back to India and try to free my own people there and not care about these coppers and what they do with these dirty coppers. I'm going back home to India.
Africans still at the bottom, voiceless in his campaign. And
That's right.
here's the irony. The more Gandhi resisted for Indians, the more the world began to polish his name to turn his struggles into legend. But what of
Exactly.
the cost for Africans? The silence over their wounds, the absence of their story. That silence leads us directly into the next chapter. The consequences for daily life, for politics, for Africa's own fight. When Gandhi's campaigns reached the headlines, the story was framed as a fight for freedom. But freedom for whom? For Africans in the mines of Kimberley. For families pushed off their land? No. The victories Gandhi claimed in South Africa reshaped daily life only for Indians. Take the past laws.
Man, again, that's what I'm saying. There's no way I was part of this because the rage, the rage I have for knowing everything I know, there's no way. There's just no way.
You
And maybe the rage should be
you
account
know
of
you
why
know
did I
you
do
know
it?
it. You know it now.
Yeah,
You know what you knew 5 years ago, Shelby.
maybe the rage would be of, or maybe the rage I'd have would be of, why did I do it? If I'm part of this, why did I do it? You know?
All right. That's right.
We should have just let these people die off in the caves and feeding themselves feces and
Hey, to do.
applying themselves
Yeah,
feces or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. When you did that, exactly. But maybe you should have never even created them when you was in Atlantis.
That's what
There
I'm
was a
saying.
so there's a group of Africans. We know. It's okay. Let's just put this out here. We don't know, and these are facts. Because who gets mad? We know Atlantis exists. We know they started creating other races in Atlantis. We don't know. So we're gonna say we don't know who did it, but we know there was Africans. There's only black people on the planet. Then, period. Only black people. So whether they want to do the fake Yakub story, fallen angel, whoever name they keep giving out, whoever, we know they were black people who created other people. Okay?
Mhm.
I'm not saying we were involved in it, not involved in it. I'm just saying you had some wicked black people start creating other people out of
Yep.
animal parts, and that's why they're so wicked and evil. Okay, it's not that they just took the black woman's genome, mitochondria, Eve, black woman's gene. They mixed it with rabbit, pig, dog, wolf, rat, cat. That's in the genome. It's a fact, whether you like that or not. Somebody did, and we know it was a black person that did. A bunch of black people did it, not one person. There's a bunch of these motherfuckers that did it. They came together and did this shit. So that's all. That's all we can say. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the real creators taking it back because they're all now dying off. Because you weren't supposed to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't supposed. That's why you've been living in all this hell and all this racism and murder and death, because you create a people that are what we call, everything is about polarity, a complete polar opposite of what we are as black, the real Homo sapiens sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
African people, black people by nature are kind and loving. These other people are creating a lower vibration, not meant to be kind nor loving. That's why they're not that. Understand that? That's why they're not that. So you get all the wars and all the crime and stealing and killing and stealing shit from it, because they were created in a lower vibration. And so as you did this, you even lowered the earth vibration anymore, because you weren't supposed to be creating motherfuckers from animal parts. So you lowered the vibration of the planet even more. It means you lowered the consciousness of the planet, the love, the knowing, the knowledge. You lowered that even more. So I mean, you put it even more. You made the planet more dense, deeper within the third dimension. Became more denser. Okay, this is real, and we know this is real through science. We know this is real. Our third dimension, how we're more dense now than we were then. In Atlantis, we were less dense, more knowledgeable, had connection to source. So doing this shit disconnected everything, fucking threw us in a lower vibration. So
Period.
that's why we don't understand why these people are so wicked, so evil, so because they were created to be that way. That's why.
I always go back to again understanding. Like again, go back to the 8 laws episodes we did. If you missed on that episode, that should make you understand a lot. For me, I understood a whole lot of everything as Keith has been teaching. For real, for real, for real, for real. On the 8 episodes of Where Do White People Come From? We did 8 episodes. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4 to 8 of sharing videos. And those videos widely explain, and Keith even widely explaining of who white people are. And I go back the fact that, again, the articles were well written by our people, where we're going to go to who we are civically, if there's such a term, right?
Yeah.
Civically, everything white, who we're going to turn into, and why we need to inject information in this race of people, because if we didn't,
Put it.
again, like we
Yeah.
explained, we will completely be wiped out, because there are people who lack consciousness. Again, we go back to the video which explains very well why people don't. Come again, Keith, you're breaking. I lost you there for a minute, but yeah, it goes back to explaining exactly why people, why they lack conscious thoughts before they do what they do. So
Have I broken up?
yeah, still a little bit. I can hear, but from afar.
Can you hear me? I'm not.
Yeah, I can
Put
hear
this up
you.
real quick, Joe. But they trying to see. Yeah. They have consciousness. They have consciousness. One ring of consciousness. I mean, they're an animal level of consciousness, Joe. But they'll never rise past the animal level because they're created with animal parts. They never rise in consciousness. That's why as the earth rises, and consciousness means more light. So as the earth gets hotter, it raises in vibration, raising consciousness. They can't do that because they were never created to do that. That's why they're having what? Melanoma, cancer. Because they're not they're not conducive to the earth's environment. So do this for me, Joe, before we go. Go to TikTok. A lot of people been putting this up there. Just right to say Yakub, Yacub. Yakub creates white people. So Yakub is just that's just the meaning of Africans, of black people back in Atlantis time. It wasn't one person. It was a bunch of scientists, Africans who did it. So they trying
germs, and one of these germs could be separated from him and used to create new races of people.
In the germ of the black man, the life germ, Yakub saw the brown germ. And he said that if he could separate that brown germ, he could drive it into its last stage and clothe it with flesh and give it form and expression. And that Mr. Yakub did.
The Yak figured out a technique to dilute the black man down into a lesser species that would be easy for him to control. He called this technique grafting, which was basically just eugenics, and he could use it to build that army. At age 18, he started recruiting people to help him get started with his experiments. So he basically started a cult and would entice people by telling them that they would have riches and slaves beyond their imagination. Before too long, Yakub had a following of tens of thousands, but he also started getting the attention of the police, who considered Yakub and his followers a
and this story has nothing to do with really Yakub. This story is mythical. It's really Atlantis. Yeah, a group of nobody named Yakub, a group of African scientists decided to start creating other people. Like he said, eugenics, doing gene splicing. They wanted to have a group of slaves, sadly enough, and make them to be able to conquer. So they wanted to make them devoid of melanin, so they've never raised in consciousness. This not just white people. These your Asians, your Chinese, all these other people, East Indians. They were all created. So they wanted to make a group of people that they would be able to war on other Africans with, who had no kind of conscience, no kind of sympathy or empathy. And that's why you see on the walls of Kim talking about Atlantis and talking about Tamahu, the creative white man and Asian man. They tell you they tell you. These not lies they tell you. They know where these people come from. That's why that British girl took the DNA. She took the DNA only goes back to this. You didn't get changed in the Ice Age, Not about me being racist. I'm seeing through just science, you people did not exist, You didn't exist here, She said, So she's asking a bunch of these questions. I told her what it was going to lead to. That all the stuff we've been told in the site is a lie, I'm not being racist. This is how the actress not. So what she says, I ain't got it since they took down my other channel. But you said, and I'm just asking about the DNA, and it don't match up because it just shows all of a sudden all these other people. She's smart enough to go back to this archaeological records. Say all these people just show up one day. See, how is this possible? There's no evolution. All these other races just show up because beyond a certain point, there's no archaeology about Chinese people, Japanese people, East Indian people. None of these people. And she's right. All these people just show up one day out of nothing. How's that? That ain't no damn evolution. That's somebody creating something. That's gene splicing. Somebody creating something that didn't exist. And that's what she's going back and finding out. Said Google's lying, I know, because there's no history of you people nowhere. Every time you go to the old ancient cave paintings, they're all black people. Everything's black. Everywhere you go, it's all black. At a certain period of time, you keep talking about you was up in the Ice Age and you was a Neanderthal. That's a lie. She's right. And because there's no archaeological evidence of you people existing. The archaeology shows that you showed up one day, all of a sudden. Yeah, exactly.
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 We shall continue from that
Yeah, my
tomorrow. We have Mother Teresa pending. Remember that was part of the
yeah.
conversation today. So yeah, because Africans have so much misunderstood information, like you said, from these two characters, because they are a character. That's what we
Yeah,
can say.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, yeah. The characters, because they made them up. They don't made up stuff about them. Fake.
exactly. Well, we have Danny Harrison says, excuse me. We have Danny Harrison who said earlier. There is Jason says some of us got too much got too much their energy, but I'm not worried about why people. Half of them will commit suicide. The ones will. I don't give a shit about people trying to match. Why would you even try to match energy with white people? Why would you try to even waste that time? Like these people are not trying to match energy with you at all. At all. It's
Each time I match their hate when they hate for you, you need to match it back. You don't
okay. I
need to
get.
be. Yeah.
For hate, yeah, I'm good with that. But always trying to be a bootleg, thinking they're gonna love you
Nah,
back.
yeah, exactly.
That's
He's not trying to be a bully. He's talking about you need to match their hateful energy back with them when they get to talking crazy to you. You don't need
you
to
get
be like, oh yeah, smiling in front of their face when they talk to you crazy. You need to match
fair.
their energy the same way. You need to give them with the same thing they're giving you.
I get that. Jason also says who was immigrant that got decapitated and the guy kicked his head like a soccer ball
God damn.
in the dumpster.
I ain't heard
And
nothing about that. What? What? Wow.
True.
Wait.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss further on that tomorrow. Chat should be nice to see you. Um, Danny says the asshole that is Gandhi. Okay, based the civil rights movement on. That's one reason it didn't work. And also, Jason says 1906. That's around the time my grandmother, one of my mother's side, was born. She passed in 1949, 1950 at 38. 3 months later, my grandfather at 40. They're not top ground vaults in their parents. Frankly, yeah, my mom died too. My mom died young. It just disturbs me sometimes, but it's life, man. It is
She's like,
life.
yeah, your mom is already back on this planet. Sad enough. She didn't get out of here. She didn't get.
She just died young. That was when you come to
Well,
think about it. And then the
yeah.
fact that you've also been made to think, you in your 30s, you're old. That is why I had to like have a program which I've not yet been able to start.
Your mom
Almost
died in the early damn. How old your mom? Was she died like 36, 35,
34.
34? Exactly. Young as hell. I said 35. I'm close, Toby. Calm down.
Yeah, she was so young. She's like the age
Yeah,
of Wallace right now, literally.
yeah. So exactly. Imagine that. That's all. Yeah, you almost there yourself. So imagine how young she was. Your mom died as a baby. So, but
Yeah.
but sad enough. I hate to tell you, she's running around this planet again. You know how to get out of here. I hate to tell
True.
you, she's living around here somewhere. I don't know if she's in Brazil, America. She's back on this planet, Jack. I hate to tell you that. she didn't. She know how to get out of here. She's living. Just like my mom is already alive back on this motherfucker. Doing whatever the fuck she doing. So sorry to tell you that. You know.
I know that. But Jiba also says if you're constipated, just eat some Indian food. It will clean you better with some
Woo!
collagen.
Shit. I don't need that shit.
And everyone from America that goes to India and eats that raw sewage food and ends up being in the hospital sick as a dog. Damn.
Uh-huh.
Indians are mostly rapists because that's how they are conceived. That's Joe Mosquito. And Jason says, my mother went to school with black women that went out there with Jim Jones to drink the cool.
Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid. Wow. Who did? Who's that? Who said that? Jibba
Jason.
Jabba? That,
Jason.
that's you always got crazy ass stories. You had, damn. Remember, Joey? We showed that. Remember Jim Jones was out there Christian poison all those people. That's what Jason's talking about.
Yeah.
When we showed the episode that was out there and everybody was and you showed that one guy that got away. He said, how'd you get away? Man, when they were about to get a Kool-Aid, I ran through here and I went to the hospital and he ran to another place. Man,
Yep.
I know he got. Yeah, you said that whole story how he got away. How you had to drink the Kool. Man, I knew they were about to kill everybody. I did that. And I hid. And I went to the hospital. And I ran out the back of the door. Hospital. All this other shit. I said, damn.
It's crazy. I'm glad Jason was not among the people. You escaped that.
Yeah, good thing his mama didn't join and take his ass down there. Shit. It wasn't. Damn.
That's so sad. But anyway, family, coming to the end with that. So much
Do me a favor.
love.
Do me one more favor, Joe. One more to wrap it up. Do me one favor. Say what year? As say what year did Ghana take down the Gandhi statue at the? What year did the Ghana College take down the Gandhi statue? Think on what it was. How what did it say?
2023, I guess. Okay, let me just look. But it was
No,
2023.
they did that shit like in 2017 or some shit. 2018, I think. And before that, there's a guy because the Indians say you bet. Indians told the guy named you bet not take that statue down. Like what? And you crazy? You told somebody not to take some racist ass, no good bastard down their own country.
If not 2021, 2020. Okay, so before I pull it, that
It was
is
2020.
2018. Oh, okay, 2018.
Yeah, 2018. I thought so. 2018, 2018. That was a while ago. It ain't new. That's I told them. Then Google you late. You late.
I
I know it's
know.
about.
She's late, but our people are catching up with history. That's why I keep on telling you, like, we're not taught about other countries' history.
They
And
want
wow.
they want to talk about Ghana didn't know till people start telling Ghana because Ghana had all those Gandhi statues. You're like, what you doing?
Exactly.
Somebody told them just like Maria told they got the Gandhi statues in Uganda. I was like, what?
Exactly. Yeah, we're not taught that real history
See
about
that?
other
It's
African countries.
exactly.
So,
See, it says as soon as Idi Amin tore them all down. Said get them out of here. As soon as they got them out of power, they put them right back up. I said, God damn.
exactly. It's not there in history because if we
Uh,
grew up with that and understanding where now Ghanaians coming from or who Gandhi is, we would support them
yeah,
as a continent.
of
But some
course.
people, I bet they took that as an offense. How dare you?
They did. They
Mm,
did. They did. They said, how dare God? What are you doing? Exactly. A lot of that, especially the Indians. The Indians say, how dare you, dirty Negroes? You better put that statue back up.
of course, that's what they like. But
Crazy.
anyway, family,
Anyway,
much
much
love.
love, guys.
Beautiful, beautiful day. That has been an
Yes, sir.
amazing another conversation. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. This has been the Africa Today show. And of course, hit the like
Fun,
button,
fun
subscribe,
show, guys.
download our app on the Google Play Store, and ensure you share with your family and friends about the discussion we keep on having here every single day. But yeah, I've been your lovely host, JOBY. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place with Mr. Blackwood Fire in the building. Much love and peace. We out.
Peace, family.